Here we have the all-new 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser. Now this one comes in the 1958 trim level. We have the ice cap paint, and then we have black cloth interior. For the powertrain, we do have the hybrid setup here, the iForce Max. So that's a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid engine made into an 8-speed automatic transmission. That gives us 326 horsepower and then 465 pound-feet of torque. But as we come around to the front end here, love the styling. I will say that. We get the LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights, LED fog lamps. And just a nice design here. It looks futuristic, but you can still kind of see the resemblance to the outgoing Land Cruiser. Even though it doesn't seem as wide and as bulky, it's not as small as it looks in pictures. Let me just put it that way. Now down here we have 18-inch alloy wheels. Like the running boards here. Passive keyless entry on the front. We have one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. Rear window lock is there. Power door lock controls. All of our power mirror controls are here. We can set that to auto to fold and unfold. And with the power fold, you also have those blind spot monitors integrated into those mirrors as well. Automatic high beams, trailer brake controller, fuel cap, hood release. And we have a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. Sorry if you hear the wind noise, it came out of nowhere. I like the illuminated footplate here. And there's our manual driver's seat. This wind is crazy. It legit just came out of nowhere as soon as I started filming, but that always happens. I want to give a big thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Land Cruiser today. I'll leave a link below to this vehicle in the description, or to their inventory, excuse me. And then if you're looking to get the best price on one of these in your area, just make sure you click on that link down below. It takes a minute or two to fill out the info, and then we'll get the local dealers fighting to get you that best price on one of these. But I'm 6'3". We're gonna check out this rear seat room. So not too bad of a hop up in here. Tons of headroom. Seat back pockets are on both sides. Leg room's pretty good, and I like that the seat itself is pretty cushy. So if for whatever reason you do have to be back here and you have longer legs like myself, you can scoot in here and it's not terribly uncomfortable. Now over here we have our rear AC controls, fan speed. We can turn the system off, adjust the fan direction, then temperature here. 12 volt, 2 USB-C charge ports. And I like the gloss black here, how it says Land Cruiser, that's nice. And there's a view of the front from back here. Into the middle seat. Bottle holders are there. I like that we have the LED lights, fans integrated, or excuse me, yeah, the fans are right in there. And then we have a hanger for a shirt, pair of pants, uniform, whatever. Now this is interesting. Because we don't have a third row in this one, the vents are still here, which is nice because then you can just face it this way. Or if you have your dog or whatever back there for whatever reason, you can have those facing that way as well. But interesting that we still get that in the back, even without the third row. Now to the back end here, we do get the LED tail lamps, and I like the look of these as well. Going with the new Tacomas, the new 4Runners, I like the new tail lamp designs because Toyota's been having pretty tried and true designs on their vehicles for the last 10, 15 years on pretty much everything except the cars. When you think of the 4Runner, Tacoma, and all of that, and the Tundra. So I like these new designs we're getting here. Bottle holders in the back, USB-C ports, and again, it's nice to have that even though we don't have the third row here. So if I lift up here, storage is right in there. And then we have a 120 volt 3-prong plug in there. Additional storage underneath here, if you can see that. And then this does have the cargo organizer, first aid kit. Everything you need for a nice adventure. And it's crazy, this wind legit just came out of nowhere and it will not stop. Now if you ever want to just pop the glass, that's how you do that. Just shut it back. Again, that button's right there. And then a quick look underneath the Land Cruiser, spare tire, and there's the exhaust. So in a lot of ways, this does remind me of the outgoing Land Cruiser, but it's just, I don't know what it is. It looks smaller, but it doesn't feel that much smaller. Now grab this handle here, and then you can tumble the seat, or you can just have it flat like that. And then your top tethers are there. And then your lower latch anchors are Velcroed behind this. Yeah, I apologize for this wind. I've never seen a wind that just keeps going and will not stop. At least not here in Middle Tennessee. We don't get that often unless a storm's coming, but manual front passenger seat, lockable glove compartment. All the books and manuals are right in there. And I'm sorry if I'm moving a little slowly. As I said in some of the other recent videos, I sprained my ankle, so just hobbling around here. But back to the front. Oh, sheesh. Hood's a little heavy, so. There we go. It's hard to adjust like that, but there's a 2.4 liter I-Force Max engine. Again, you do get that hybrid setup, so when that battery's charged up, especially at an idle, the engine won't be on, which is nice. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So as of now, the engine is cut off. There's the horn there, leather wrap steering wheel. Like the design here, again, reminds me of the older Land Cruisers. I just feel like it's got a more beefy, bulkier steering wheel, which I like. Now over here to the radio, we have the navigation subscription you can set up if you want to use that. We get AM, FM, XM radio, Apple Music, Amazon, all of that.
Free music, get play-by-play.
And then you can set all that up as you so choose. Then when your phone's connected, you can use that. You do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. I believe the Apple CarPlay is wireless. Backup cameras there. I'm surprised we still don't have the guidelines that follow the steering wheel, but no big deal. Hazards are here. And then we do have dual zone automatic climate controls, 3-stage heated front seats, and then your heated steering wheel toggles there. It's interesting that this is on the right side as opposed to being over here, but whatever. I would have put the auto over there, but that's just me. It's little things. And then you do have buttons here, which I like. You can adjust the fan direction, so on and so forth. Now down here, 3 USB-C ports, which is interesting we don't have a USB-A up here, but for most people, that's what you want anyway. Faster charging, all of that. Now here's the fun stuff. Drive mode, you just have sport, eco, normal, and that's it. But then you can decide if you want to use your electronically controlled transmission there, your crawl, so on and so forth. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, the brake, press down and disengage. Auto brake hold here. Differential locks are here, center, rear, traction control off. And then we do have our 4-wheel drive here, so we can put it in the high, low, and what have you. So center console cubby space, it's decent. And then I do like that we have a nice big area for the phone while it's on the charger. And then here, garage door transmitters right there. There are the lights. A view of the back seat from up here. And pull this down. Vanity mirror. Now back to the steering wheel itself. Blinkers behind. Headlamp controls, fog lights, brights. Then we can flash there. Again, you can toggle your auto high beams there if you so choose. And then we do have automatic wipers, so one time off, auto low high. We can adjust that auto sensitivity here, rear wipers here, push back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front wiper fluid. And then we have these 4 arrows to go through our center stack and the gauge cluster. You can go to your settings and fool with all of that there. So quite a bit. And then you can go in here, your meter settings, hold the OK to change your units or language if you want to do that. And volume can be adjusted there, up, down, voice recognition. And then we can go through track list or radio station presets there. And then we do have, I think, Safety Sense 3.0. So we have lane centering, lane departure warning, all of that there. And I'll kind of test that out when I take this on a test drive. And then you can hit this mode button to go through your audio sources if you want to do that. Push button starts there. Tow haul mode's right below. And then here's the key fob. But now for the fun part, let's go ahead and take this 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser 1958 out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Land Cruiser, I'm in eco mode, and this thing still pulls very well, even with light throttle. Not what I was expecting at all. And I know this has the iForce Max engine in it, but I still wasn't, again, expecting this to be as quick as it is. So I'm gonna put it in a normal mode now. Just a tad bit of wind noise coming from up here. Not sure why, but if you watch the walk around portion, you saw how loud it was anyway. So the wind's picking up out here. But I will say the overall feel and driving dynamics are good here. I don't feel like, even though it's extremely windy out right now, not really affecting the vehicle's overall drive line, which I like. And just right off the bat, visibility is very good with this back window here. It's nice. Blind spot monitors here. And then just the windows being nice and big. I don't feel like I have any noticeable blind spots. Now, I don't know why this mirror is like it was. I should have checked it before I started driving, but just it's pointed in the air for whatever reason, but there's that. And that might be what's causing the wind noise if the mirror's not all the way out. But the 2.4 turbo and the 8-speed automatic work very well together. And I don't feel like most people are going to necessarily miss the bigger V8 out of the bigger Land Cruiser. Now, with that being said, I don't know how tow capacity figures are going to be affected real world because of that, or if the fuel economy will be even worse because you have this smaller engine that's turbocharged. But most people aren't going to be using these for that. I've seen a few around town. Of course, a lot of people were frantic when they first came out, so they bought them, and some people have tricked them out. Some people just drive them around. I haven't seen a single one of these things towing anything. So, but I do like all the new tech here. Like the new screen. I wish it was a bit bigger, but not really a big deal. On a higher trim, that might be something that is fixed. But I do like how everything is nice and in your face here, having the AC controls very close. Shifter here, being able to adjust the drive modes. It can be a bit busy, just having your differential locks here right next to the 4-wheel drive control, your crawl, and then your drive modes, and then the selector. It's a lot going on, but I like how armrest is where it should be, shifter's where it should be, and that's what you'll be using 98% of the time. So all this being where it is, not really a big deal. But this is it's very easy to drive. It reminds me of, I don't even want to say the 4Runner. I feel like the 4Runner feels smaller than this in terms of just the overall drivability. And the overall visibility, again, even the front hood is down and then sloped. So it's not in your line of sight whatsoever. This is very interesting. And like I said in the walk around portion, just with the Trailblazer from Chevy. You're used to a big, bulky SUV, and then you're in a small, compact SUV with the new Trailblazers. It's interesting how manufacturers are taking these names and what you're used to, and they're just pretty much reinventing the wheel. Now, where this doesn't, it just feels so much more agile than the bigger Land Cruisers, but it still feels like it could handle terrain like the older ones. I'm gonna put it in the sport mode here, and we're gonna give it a nice pull. So pretty quick to get up to speed. Very quick, actually. That turbo really kicks in, and then having the electric powertrain as well just makes it that much easier to accelerate with. I'm gonna put in an eco, gonna get everything activated. I don't know why this is on. All right, so I'm gonna activate the adaptive cruise now. Hopefully. So for whatever reason, that's not wanting to work now. And can't really see why, but again, with the newer safety sense, one issue that I do have is just how complicated things can get. You have to, like in the Chevys and the Fords, when you activate the system, there are things you can change, but just in here, it gets so complicated. You have to have the lane centering on and the adaptive cruise on, and then you have to hit another button. There it is. It's not like the older version is. And I feel like it's simpler now, but where I've gotten used to the older Toyota system, the older Safety Sense 2.0, 2.5, having to click this when usually that's what you do to turn it on, and that's what activates it now, it just makes it a little more complicated. But now we have the full system engaged, adaptive cruise control, lane centering, and a very nice system here. But love the new Land Cruiser. They're still few and far between, so you're still paying a premium on them, but it is very nice. I'll give you that. And this is the cloth seats and all of that. But I want to give one more thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Land Cruiser today. And if you're looking to get one, again, in your area, and you're wanting to make sure you get the best price on one, just click on that link. Takes a minute or two to fill out that info, and we'll get your local dealers fighting to get you that best price on one of these. But one thing that I can say, and I don't know if I kind of already touched on this, but this is more, especially with the iForce Max powertrain, this is more of a daily driver than the outgoing Land Cruiser, in my opinion, just in terms of how easy it is to drive, the efficiency, and just the overall usability. You're not feeling like you have to drive a Toyota Tundra, if that makes sense. This just feels more like its own thing. So this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser 1958.